supercharged 2011 Toyota Tacoma, just your average run-of-the-mill, you know, base model Tacoma up here in the Malibu canyons. Why? Because why not? Okay, let's go for a drive. I haven't driven manual transmission since we left Canada and drove all the way down here to Southern California. And this is great. It's a good introduction to the canyons. It's a little bit more of a tamer vehicle, about 220, 230 horsepower. But yet it's running 6 or 7 pounds of boost and a lightweight rear-wheel drive sports truck. So I'm all about it. I'm really into this so far. So yeah, let's go for a drive and see what happens. So this has a Retrek, I believe that's how you pronounce it, Retrek supercharger on it. It is a centrifugal type supercharger, so boost kind of builds linear up until red line. Like I said, about 220, 230 horsepower. It is a 2.7 liter inline four, really big inline four, okay? At least, yeah, as far as 4 cylinders go, 2.7 liters, not bad at all. It's got aftermarket headers. It's got Bilstein shocks up front and QA adjustables in the rear. It's lowered 3 inches and it's got some good tires on it. It's got a MagnaFlow muffler, and this is the first sports truck on the channel. This is a street truck, and honestly a lot less body roll than I expected. It's got sway bars, obviously. It's got a lot less steering input than required than I would have initially thought. Definitely a lot of, like, it's still a truck, okay? We're driving a truck here. But it's nothing crazy. I mean, we're on a kind of a second, third gear road and, you know, totally fine.
My name is Ozzie Perez and I drive a 2011 Toyota Tacoma. So I bought the truck brand new from the dealership, had about 7 miles on it. So I've owned it since the beginning of 2011. It's been in my possession ever since. So, you know, I'm a family guy, so I needed a truck to do a lot of house type stuff. So this is the reason why I acquired the truck. Well, believe it or not, I had no intentions to do anything to the truck. It was just going to be my daily driver. But, you know, as a car enthusiast, you put an exhaust, you put a header, you put an intake on it, and it just kind of evolved from there. I kept it like that with just basic mods, and then a friend of mine gave me the idea to boost it, and then that's where we came up with this. A lot of the focus with these platforms is the V6 and the V8. TRD and other companies make supercharger kits and aftermarket parts for those particular platforms. There's nothing really available for the 4-cylinder market, so I really had to search to find aftermarket parts to suit this, because it's just not available. So basically, the suspension components that are involved with this truck is a set of Bilstein shocks up front, a set of QA1 adjustable shocks in the rear. It's got a Tacoma X-Runner X-bar in the rear that was custom mounted on there. The truck's lowered 3 inches all the way around. It's got a set of Tacoma X-Runner wheels, stock, that are being powder-coated black. As far as the response and the throttle, I have a sprint booster that helps with the throttle response with the because these cars are fly-by-wire.
The blow-off valve is very interesting. It's not like a turbo where it kind of just comes and goes very predictably. Well, obviously it's still predictably, like the blow-off valve doesn't just go off when you're like on throttle, but when you come off throttle, you hear the blow-off valve and it will go continuously like that until it is completely under vacuum, right? So build up, and it just keeps going for a while, and that sounds awesome. I really hope the mic's picking that up, because this is a truck that, out of the box, is pretty much the most boring truck you could buy, okay? It's a base model 2011. How terrible is that? Honestly, so boring. This is Ozzie's daily driver, and he basically turned his daily driver into a fun truck that you can take onto twisty roads. If you want to take the long way home, shout out Rodney Atkins. If you want to take the long way home, then yeah, here we go. This is it, okay? This is where you get started, and I've never seen a boosted Tacoma before. Also, Ozzie, you are a smart man. It's got Stop Tech brakes on the front, aftermarket. Only has 230 horsepower, but Stop Tech's, I mean, there's anywhere you want to be over investing your time and your money and resources into a modified build, it's your brakes, okay? Brakes above anything else. So props to you, Ozzie, for actually thinking about that and executing a well-rounded daily driver sport truck. Stop techs are definitely worth it, especially going downhill like on a canyon like this. This truck's not bad either, to be honest. This is better than, well, it's better than a lot of cars I've driven, to be honest. It doesn't have much body roll. Ozzie was obviously like, okay, it still feels like a truck. There's a lot of body roll, and I'm here thinking like, no, not really. Like, there's obviously a little bit. It's a little jiggly, I guess you could say is the right word. And there's not much like you can do about that. You're not going to eliminate that completely. And obviously, you're never going to turn a Tacoma into a Lotus Elise or anything. But at the same time, it's handling these roads really, really well. And even with like no weight over the back wheels, with it being a pickup and everything, traction doesn't seem to be an issue whatsoever, except for that one corner back there, even though it is wet on the roads. Oh, this thing is a riot. Oh, so good.
The aftermarket parts for the 4-cylinder model are very limited, so you have to do a lot of research and find things that kind of work. Tacoma Forum is one of the forums that I go to find all the ideas, and I attribute a lot of the modifications to that website. You know, as I mentioned to you before, I get a lot more attention in this car than I do my Evo. So obviously the two platforms don't compare, but you know, being a car enthusiast, you just can't help yourself but to modify your car. And I just wanted the truck to fit my personality. Right. I mean, at this point, I'm completely done with the truck. I don't see myself doing anything more to it. It's my daily driver. Like I said, I have a 65-mile commute every day to work, so it's just my daily driver that I'll utilize until the engine falls apart. That's my plan. I mean, as a car enthusiast, you know, people sort of, you know, focus on cars, but hey, you can do the same thing with trucks. I mean, there's a variety of performance trucks out there, and even a little 4-cylinder you can make fun, as you know, as you drove it. So.
Powerful, okay? This isn't gonna knock your socks off with the amount of power it has, but it feels just like a really slow building turbo. Like, that's fast. Up top, it is a quick truck, okay? And honestly, at points on a tight road like this, it feels faster than the brand new Ford Raptor I drove, or at least about the same. But obviously, I'm totally wrong, and we didn't really get to push that Raptor to the limits per se on that dirt road, but even still. Five and a half thousand RPM redline, just breaking records, just really pushing the limits of what a 4-cylinder can rev to. 5,500 RPM. I mean, honestly, if you took the ride height out of the question and tightened up the steering rack quite a bit, this would feel like a decently sorted, maybe sports car. Not that bad. 4,000 RPM, 5,000. Yeah, this is a bunch of fun. Thank you, Ozzie. This is a great introduction to the canyons. I mean, you could keep up with a lot of cars in this truck. All right, you guys, that is Ozzie's truck, all right? Toyota Tacoma, the first Japanese truck actually on the channel, the first non-Raptor truck on the channel even, wow. Here we are, okay? Thank you so much, Ozzie. Hope you guys enjoyed this supercharged Tacoma. Just a really unique build. We've got a bunch of videos coming out from our time down here in LA. We're here for a full month and a bit, meeting people, shooting all sorts of cars, you know, Japanese cars, domestic cars, European cars, exotics, everything you can think of, okay? Hope you guys enjoy it. We'll see you in the vlogs as well on my second channel and maybe on this channel as well. If you guys want to see some behind the scenes stuff, just let us know in the comments below. We'll start shooting some stuff there. See you next time.